2, 1, go. Hello, cuties, and welcome to our Spicy Babies podcast. It's me, Sanya. I'm here with researcher Z and comedian Roxy. We are here with another spicy episode. Today, we are going to be talking about researcher.
Emotional baggage.
Emotional baggage.
We have decided to make a really, really spicy episode today because... Do you want to tell them? What have we just recently done? Ladies, babies?
Yes. Cuties, we have just decided to go on Spotify and Apple podcasts. Yes, we went and met with Apple. It was very exciting. And now we're like officially like a podcast. Like we're taking this seriously. You know what I mean? We're like going to be more consistent with our uploads. It's going to be very exciting. So you're going to get a lot more proper episodes from us. So far we've been a little bit dilly-dally.
Really, right?
Yeah, it was just fun and games until Z decided
No more games.
Fun and games. So, Emotional baggage is the title of today's episode. And how shall we begin research?
We shall begin with what is emotional baggage. As Professor John Duffy mentioned, emotional baggage is the intangible but very real emotional weight we carry due to unresolved issues or traumas from previous relationships or childhood.
It's when you're a bitch because some shit happened to you.
Pretty much.
Layman terms. Yeah.
Yes. And it's very, I think it's a really interesting topic because obviously we've been talking a lot about relationships. And a massive part of this is, yes, we all have emotional baggage, whether we consider it trauma or not. So let's kick off with, what is your baggage?
Oh, I have an American Tourister. I have a British Tourister. I have a Samsonite.
Mine's just a Samsonite. Yeah, mine's just a Samsonite.
Yeah, I have a lot of emotional baggage, I think. But I think the main step, the first step you need to take is being aware of your emotional baggage. And I think a lot of mine is like insecurities coming from my previous relationships where I've been cheated on, or I've been let down, and I feel like, you know, I have not been treated respectfully maybe in some situations. And yeah, so that gives me very major trust issues. I guess I feel insecure a lot in relationships.
Yeah, you touched on a good point. Emotional baggage, the way that you've behaved, the way that you've been treated in a relationship. A lot of people, there are certain like criteria, like you said. It could be you've been cheated on, it could be abuse, it could be just anything, like someone's disrespected you in public. That could be also be a trauma. And this changes the way you perceive yourself, the way that you handle stress, your physical also well-being, because as we all know now, we keep stress, we keep emotions in our body. And if you haven't resolved it, then it stays with you.
Your body keeps score.
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently that's the thing. Even though you think mentally you've forgotten about something, your body's like, nope, I remember. Yes. What's your emotional baggage?
I feel bad because I don't think I'm aware of what my emotional baggage is.
Oh, wow, it's that bad?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just like really, it's like my baggage is in the cupboard.
They do say, when I was researching, they do say that like if you don't resolve it, there's this part of your limbic area in your brain that basically when you face trauma, when you experience trauma, you don't remember it. It affects your memory settings. So maybe your trauma is so big that you just don't remember.
It's like embedded. It's in a deep dark behind a door in a dungeon in your brain.
It's my brain's not that big, guys. There's not that many compartments in there.
It's like a monkey, like
it's just like a Chinese monkey sitting in there.
You just lived a happy-go-lucky life.
I think so.
I'm happy.
I'm sure
pleased
I have
for
some.
you.
Huh?
I'm happy for you.
No, I'm sure there is. I've just been in a relationship for so long as well. Probably it's.
You forgot about all of it.
How long has your relationship been?
It's 11 years now. I was a child bride, man.
Okay, no, she wasn't. Just in case anyone took that seriously, no, she wasn't. How old were you when you met your now husband?
25.
You were 25. Okay. All right. So you hadn't really lived long enough.
I hadn't. I think my emotional damage is that I didn't sow my wild oats.
Your emotional damage is you don't have emotional damage?
Yes.
That's not emotional damage.
No, is that I didn't sow my wild oats. Is that very English
That's
terminology?
FOMO. I think you call it FOMO, where you feel like
my coochie's got FOMO.
Okay.
Which is why my coochie wants your coochies to have fun.
Oh, you want to live vicariously through me.
Yes.
Everyone wants to live vicariously through me. It's always because I'm like the single one. Although I have started dating, but it's early days, so it's just dating. It's not a relationship or anything.
Episode 8 coming soon.
No, just dating,
for it.
guys. We'll see how it develops, and you never know. Maybe I'll do a whole episode on all the trauma, all the baggage I took with me into this one. We'll see.
Okay, I think my baggage doesn't necessarily stem from previous relationships, but it probably stems from my childhood. And my parents went through a sticky divorce, so I would say that probably carried over a little bit into my relationships. So I think I have, similar to you, like trust issues, trusting that person is going to be there for me regardless of anything that happens. And that's pretty, I think that's my emotional baggage.
I think your parents, and I feel so bad saying this because I adore my parents, but your parents really are the first people to fuck you up.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know?
We're all fucked up because of our parents.
Yeah.
And I love
plus
my parents.
We
but
love
yeah.
the blame game, right? Who's the easiest people to blame?
Yeah, your parents. And especially in therapy, the first thing the therapist is like, so tell me about your dad. And you're like, oh no, he's nice. He's a nice guy.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah, imagine you have a baby. I have a baby one day and I'll be like, wow, how am I going to fuck this one up? Because no matter what you do, you are going to fuck them up as a parent.
Yeah, you are.
Give them some baggage to deal with.
What is
That's the biggest fear.
What's the least evil way to fuck up your kids?
To what?
The least
Fuck up
evil
the
way to
kids.
fuck up the kids?
Yeah.
Give them really
What's
high
the range?
expectations.
Like, okay, let's say the big ones like abuse and all this stuff. We'll just discount that.
I think
but
it would
like,
be just by loving them too much.
Yeah, that's what I mean by the expectation.
Because
Like
you
put
can
a
fuck them up
barrier.
like that. You really can. But
by
like,
loving to be overbearing.
I feel
like,
like I would be
protective.
that. I feel like I would love my kid so much it would ruin the kid's personality somehow. Where the kid would be like, everyone should love me like this, and then the rest of the world would be like, ew,
That's
brother,
an unrealistic standard, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because like, and I also feel like I would be overprotective of the child. So I wouldn't allow him to do anything like go on roller coasters or skydiving or anything scary like this. So kid will basically turn out to be me.
She's a helicopter mom to be.
What's a helicopter mom?
It's like mums who always hover. Like always there.
I'm so short. I'm like down here. I'm a
I'm sorry,
propeller.
hover on the ground. You're
I'm
doing
a
like
ship
squats.
propeller down there, mom. I would be, I guess. I don't know. I guess it depends on who I end up having the baby with. If I decide to have babies, I'm hoping he would save the kid from me, from the damage that I most probably will end up doing with too much love and protection. That's the best way to do it. Just
What
love
about
them
you?
too much.
That I think that is the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Z? What do you think?
But how's the least evil way I can mess up my kids?
What's like the
Ooh. I think I'd be emotionally withheld. I think that's how I'll mess them up. 'Cause
Emotionally withheld.
yeah, because I'm not a very
opposite
emotional
of
person
Santi, yeah.
Yeah, you're not a
or
very
open
emotional person.
in that way. I just kind of like, can't be bothered with this.
Yeah,
Just
but
gonna play
you
paddle.
do show affection in other ways.
I do show affection in other ways. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sonia,
You
for pointing that
do.
out. I do.
She'll like do things for you, and you're like, wow, I guess he loves me. But she'll be like picking you up from the bed. She'll be like, get inside. She loves me.
She hasn't said it, but I feel it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I guess. I think definitely the baggage that I carry from previous relationships is a lot of just trust issues. But I do believe we also give people baggage.
You mean
What do you
people in your relationship?
Yeah.
That's true.
Like,
It's
I think I've definitely
takes
given
two people to
baggage.
calibrate. You definitely give other people. I've
Yeah,
definitely
it
given-
does.
I've definitely given. Roxy.
Yeah, you just ruin them for everybody else.
47% of those surveyed in my survey of eHarmony admit to having emotional baggage.
47% admit.
Yeah.
Oh, and the other 33% are lying. Oh, sorry,
53%.
God damn it!
Aren't Indians supposed to be good at maths? God damn it.
The other 53% are lying. Obviously.
I mean, I don't think there's a fly in here. I don't
There
think
is a
that.
fly.
I don't think there's. I
My
didn't think
butt
it
is
would be that
vibrating.
low. This is a survey of Australians, if that makes a difference.
Australians?
Yeah, that was the only one I could find. Sorry,
Survey of
sorry, Americans.
Australians.
Sorry,
Wow.
Americans.
I guess Americans don't even want to talk about their baggage.
I'm sure they has a survey.
They've got a lot of stuff going on right now, Sonia.
The Americans, I hope
They
they just
got a
got
lot of
back with
stuff
their
going on
ex.
right now. We're
They
sorry.
just got back with an ex.
There's going to be a few people with
2016
emotional baggage
ex,
in
yeah.
America today.
A lot
yes.
of emotional baggage going on there. Disclaimer. This episode was recorded on 12th November 2024.
We're not
but
referring to
I hope
anything.
you're okay, Americans. I really do. It's going to be all right.
Hey, they're happy. Majority won.
Majority of
Crypto bros are very happy.
My stocks.
Stocks are flying.
Z was so happy. She was like, "Oh, my stocks!" She's so happy. I was just like, I actually, just a segue from this conversation, I watched a podcast called Flagrant, which is Andrew Schultz's podcast.
How dare you cheat on our podcast?
No, listen. And Andrew Schultz is a very funny comedian.
Yes.
And Donald Trump was on the podcast and I watched it.
Donald Trump was on the podcast.
He was on the podcast like a month before the elections. And I watched it today and he's just like somebody's uncle.
Somebody's crazy uncle, though. He's like your
No.
unhinged uncle at the barbecue.
In the podcast, he's actually quite likable and funny.
He just
Have
comes
you
across.
never seen the roast of Donald Trump?
No, I watched the debate.
never watched it. But
You have to
the thing
watch
is,
it.
The media like builds him up to be this like caricature of a human being. He represents everything that is evil and everything that's hateful and whatever. And then you watch an episode like this and you're like, oh, actually. And I'm not saying I agree with his policies. Nothing. This is not a political statement, anything at all. I'm just saying I watched an episode in which he was there and he's being spoken to like a human being. And he was just like somebody's uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's business-oriented uncle, I feel like.
78-year-old
Yeah,
uncle.
that's what
Yeah, like he's just this like little old man, you know, who's like a
Little
tough
old
old
man.
man. He's like a tough old man, you know.
Tough old man.
Yeah, and he's likable in the podcast, and I was like, oh,
Even his roast that I'm going to make you watch his roast.
he was nice in the roast.
He's hilarious in the roast because he lets people rip into him, but then right at the end he gets up and he goes, "I'm going." This was like pre-2016, right? So he's like,
yeah.
"I'm going to run for president." I'm like, "Good one, Trump."
Yeah.
And he did. He won.
Wow.
Yeah,
it
but
was
in the major difference between the last election and this one is that he didn't win the popular vote, which is quite a big thing. And then this time he won everything.
He
the
won
popular vote, he
everything.
won
I know
the
so
House,
many
he won
Democratic
Senate.
people, Democrats who voted for Trump this time.
I think,
They did.
yeah.
So obviously there's a huge problem.
I feel like America just keeps going through these phases. Like even when the previous dude got, what's his name? Oh my god, I've forgotten. What's his
Obama.
Obama?
No.
But Biden.
Yes, when Biden
right.
got thing, everyone just wanted Trump out, so they voted for Biden. And then when Biden and then
And
Kamala,
then Biden
what's her
was
face
not
is
able
doing.
to speak.
Oh, bless him. He made George W. Bush look like he was the most articulate person on earth.
Biden is like
yeah.
somebody's grandfather. Trump is
Somebody's
uncle.
great grandfather.
Yeah, great grandfather, but not so great, I think.
Not great.
Not
Somebody's
very great after
really
all.
bad.
Yeah.
Grandfather.
Okay, enough of American politics. We hope you are okay, America. And for those who did vote for Trump, good for you. I hope it all works out for you. Okay,
Time will
Don't
tell.
worry.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. We are all rooting for you, cuties. Don't you worry, okay?
If it doesn't call 800 spicy babies for support,
Emotional support.
emotional
You
damage.
can unload your emotional baggage with us.
Yes.
American tourist.
I'd like to unload my damage on you too.
All
What?
right. What is this? Why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
Why are
I
you
am
gay?
not gay. You are gay.
Who said I am gay?
I told you I didn't. My coochie is.
Okay, all right. Enough of Gucci stuff.
67% of people believe baggage is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad
It's not a bad thing, but it
These
also
people in
helps.
Australia.
This is Australia again. Yeah, I thought I'd give a different perspective. You can't always hear what Americans want. Okay, and then they said, but it also helps cultivate empathy and understanding and realize your shortcomings, your and their shortcomings.
Can I just say white people love surveys?
I love surveys.
Because
I'm
you
not
you
white.
never
Of
find
course
like
you would.
you'll never find like something like, oh, these many % of Indians thought, or like, do you know what I mean? It's always like the white countries who are like,
It's true.
actually, I'd love to let you know how
I don't
feel
even
about
believe
this
in the
subject.
Indian census. I feel like it's way more than 1.5.
What, billion?
Yeah.
No, wait. Billion,
Oh, it's
billion
too
is a
many.
lot. Yeah. But okay, so 67% said what? That they didn't think it was a bad thing.
Not necessarily a bad thing. Yes.
Do you think it's a bad thing?
No, I think everything in life depends on how you deal with it.
Yeah.
And if you don't deal with it, then I think it can become a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a shining
Brittany,
example.
20,
Shining example here.
2008, yeah.
Yeah, and but I think if you can deal with it, then it does make you a stronger person. It also like, for example, me with my communication and emotional issues. If I just learned how to communicate better, I'd be happier. I'm pretty sure, and those around me would be happier. But that's my emotional baggage.
I think as humans, we all have problems, right? So it's just,
So what's your emotional baggage? That you can't communicate properly?
Yeah, that I don't
Doesn't
talk
show
about my
up.
emotions very easily. Like something bugging me, I don't like. And
You bottle it up, don't you?
I do bottle up.
You bottle up. I bottle up too.
I communicate everything.
Yeah, you communicate too much. You're an over communicator.
I'm an over
Overshare.
communicator, and if the other person is not communicating with me, then I feel abandoned, and I'm like, why don't you love me? What's wrong?
Why do you feel
Why
like
don't you-
that? We know why she feels like that. Why do you feel like that?
What, abandonment?
No, like, why does she feel like she needs to over
Share?
compensate with
No,
words?
like I need, like, if there's something troubling me, I need to sit down, talk it thoroughly with the person. I need them to tell me how they're feeling, and I need to tell them how I'm feeling. So then we just sort it out and finish it there and then.
Okay, I'm with
But
you on that.
the other person sometimes, and I've noticed this in things that I have, the other person sometimes, for example, would be like, oh, I actually need some time to think about it. And I'm just like, oh, what do you mean? And he's like, oh, I need to process my emotions on it. And I'm just like, but I have everything now ready to go, So then that can like cause an issue, because if you don't meet me at my communication needs, then I don't know where to go with this. And then I'm carrying anger. It turns into anger.
But for me, I would love to be able to communicate, but I find that when I do communicate, I don't, like, I get defensive responses, or I get things thrown back at me saying, but you did this, and it becomes like and in my previous relationships, maybe this is what it comes down from. Previous relationships, I've tried to kind of be a bit more communicative, and it's just turned into like a you did this, you did that, you did this, you did that, and then it's just kind of not really resolved and not very productive. So I'm just like, there's no sense in communicating. I haven't seen the end result.
No sense in communicating, but if something is bothering you, where do you put it?
Yeah, deep. Wait. I'll tell you where I put it. Trapped emotions.
It's paddle
Okay.
court. That's where she puts it, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. No, I don't know. It just goes somewhere deep inside.
Wow. Okay. I have to get it out immediately.
Okay, do you think it's fair that people expect you to deal with their emotional baggage? And let me explain.
In a relationship?
Yeah, let me explain. Because, for example, let's say someone has brought over to your relationship the baggage is they had aggression in their previous relationship. So they say to you, okay, this was my baggage. You have to act a certain way to counter this baggage,
Yeah, I mean, I, for example, once dated this guy. Oh, spicy story. I'm not going to get into too many details because it's disrespectful to the person, I guess. But I dated a guy once who had a very abusive upbringing with one of his parents. Very abusive, deeply abusive. And also major abandonment issues. So like, even if I would make like a flippant comment or like something even jokingly, or like, say, let's take this slow, whatever, he would feel abandoned and would react really like aggressively. And then I was like very taken aback and shocked by it. But for me, it was like, you need to get therapy. And I think it really depends on how strong the baggage is. Because I look at baggage in two ways, right? You have scars, and the scar is there to remind you that this can happen, so just be cautious. But if your scar is giving other people scars, that's the wrong way to go about it. You cannot you cannot bleed on those who did not cut you.
What? Did you make that up, or is
No,
that
I
saying?
read this on an Instagram.
Okay, I was about to say that was really
Yeah,
deep.
don't bleed on those who did not cut you.
That's true. I like that.
So
Nice. I like it.
isn't it good? Yeah. So if this person, this brand new person you're in a relationship with or dating, for example, has not done any harm to you, and they're just like a brand new person, but then you're like, but this person treated me like this, so I'm gonna show you my overcorrection and bleed on you because of that. That's wrong.
Exactly.
But it's so hard not to do.
It is hard.
So hard.
Yeah, like with my emotional baggage about trust issues, it's because previously I've had people not respect my trust or whatever it is, and it's not fair for me to have this expectation of the current person because of the previous people, because he hasn't demonstrated any behavior that, but I still have it. I still have that. So maybe I haven't dealt with my emotions.
This is a thing. Therapy is a really good way to become self-aware about a lot of things.
I mean, I think it's unrealistic not to expect everyone to have, especially after 30 when you're dating. I saw this. Who's when you're dating after 30?
It's like everyone's like, look,
Exactly.
Good
That's mine. And then you see Sanya coming with like a train. With all of my
Exactly.
They're
baggage.
all mine.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, it's the next
So everyone
train
has
comes.
emotional damage, and it's unrealistic and silly not to expect that everyone will have it because you have it as well. So yeah,
This is how I think stereotypes are formed as well. I mean, this goes into so many other parts of life, where someone can be racist because they've had an experience with, let's say, an Indian person was rude to them. Okay, and they're like, wow, all Indians must be rude. Let's say 2 Indian people were rude to them. Then they're like, all Indians are rude people. In the same way, and that's wrong. It's based on your experiences. But let's say what all the people I dated have in common is that they're all men. So I'm like, men will cheat on me. And then, or like, men will do this and hurt me. But that's not fair. There's some really wonderful men out there who wouldn't and who haven't done these things to me. And they don't deserve that. But it's so hard not to like.
it's really hard because
Not to see the devil horns every time you see one of them.
your reactions in life and your experience is dictated by your experiences. So if, like, let's say you've interacted with 10 people and 10 people have treated you a certain way, how can you not have that perception that, oh, okay, this demographic is going to treat me the same way? I mean, it's just
Yeah, and you
It's
also
natural.
look for clues. So if anything is slightly similar to the last time, like for example, I dated a guy who broke my heart very badly, right? Like he was really loving and attentive to me in the beginning, very nice. Would spend a lot of time with me, said I was his soulmate, all of these things. And then he withdrew, and then he was really awful to me after, for no reason, really. And so the next time I started dating somebody, and he was really loving and wonderful to me and wanted to spend all his time with me, I was like, this motherfucker. Okay, I know what's coming. I've seen this before, So it's like he didn't deserve that. He was just being perfectly nice and wonderful. But because I saw this pattern, you look for patterns. Your body looks for patterns. And then you're like, I don't trust you. And he's like, why? But then I think also you need to find, especially after 30, you need to find partners who understand that you've been through 30 years of this shit. Okay? 30 is a long time to like go through stuff. And if they're like patient and empathetic and you actually communicate. So what I do is I'll tell them like, I think I'm behaving like this because this happened to me in the past. I get a lot more understanding from them then.
There was an interesting quote I read from this Dr. Howe saying that in psychology, we think of the genuine self as the part of us that is born open, curious, and trusting, whereas the false sense arises as a set of adaptive methods to deal with suffering and loss. So are we all just walking around in our false selves? This is not the true who we are. And then how do we get back to that genuine self?
Like trusting?
Like, how do you
No, that's
find your
dead.
way?
The old Taylor Swift can't come to the phone right now. Why? Because she's dead. Yeah, you're tainted by life.
But there must be a way to come back, right? Or to at least heal.
I think there are 2 ways that you can respond to things. It's so hard, I think. When something terrible happens to you, you can either go down a very dark, bitter hole and let that bitterness become a part of who you are, or you can just be like, what is it? Fix your crown, queen. What is it?
I've never heard that in my life, but sure.
Yeah, you fix your crown. I saw an Instagram meme. I don't know. Or you can somehow be better because of it. You can kind of help people and you can be more empathetic and loving towards people.
I guess it's always the choices.
I feel like the main difference between Sonia and Z is Z reads online and her source is Instagram.
Memes. Specifically memes.
Psychologist.
She was like, so I read this professor guy. He said this. And Sonia's like, I saw this meme.
Actually, it's a lady, by the way.
Fix your crown, queen.
The only professor I listen to is X.
Do you think it's fair, Roxy, for people to come across and give you their baggage?
I think it's fair.
It's
but I
never fair,
think,
but
yeah.
would you be understanding?
I think I would be understanding. I think it all depends.
Depends on the
within-
level.
Yeah.
Right?
The limits of how bad the baggage is. Are they aware of their baggage and so forth? I think that's the main thing.
I think everyone has their own capacity of how much they can take and how much they can give. And really, after your 30s, especially when 2 people meet, they have to be like, do you have room in your mental and like heart closet for my shit? Yeah. And I'll see if I have room for yours. And then if it fits and you're okay with it, that's a good relationship.
Yeah,
I mean,
this
if
is a big
everything
thing.
else works out then.
Yeah, because sometimes we're just not emotionally able to deal with our own shit. How can we deal with someone else's shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes I've realized that sometimes baggage is not visible or
Yeah.
communicated to you.
Like,
But like, for example, you might be dating someone and you think he's very well adjusted, and you're like, wow, this guy has no baggage whatsoever. And then suddenly he'll do something weird, and you'll be like,
That's strange.
like suddenly it's not very obvious, but there'll be like a moment of like insecurity, and you'll be like, why are you insecure? And where did that come from? But obviously, if it's not been communicated to you, then you can't be like, did your mummy not love you? Although I have asked somebody that once.
Did your mummy
It's like, did your mummy love you enough? And he was like, yes. I said, did she love you too much? And he was like, no, it's okay. You need to know.
what do you think people said? How many people, percentage-wise, would judge and not pursue a relationship if a person had too much baggage?
So also sometimes baggage comes in the form of kids.
Oh yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
It's like a human-shaped
baggage.
baggage.
Is that emotional baggage?
That's
Is it
not
just
emotional
baggage?
baggage, actually. Yeah, that's not emotional baggage. That's like a kid. I think, and I've been told this, like my divorce, me being divorced has been seen as a red flag
Emotional damage?
because
Why?
divorced people obviously carry, like legally carry,
Oh.
legally carry baggage because it's been on a contract, right? Like you've been legally married and then legally divorced, which means there's
To me,
like
it's just
a paper trail of your baggage. You know?
But to me, it's like if you're divorced without kids, that's not baggage. That's just a breakup, but a paper
No.
breakup.
Also, this
No,
day and age.
a normal breakup is not like a divorce.
Really?
No, it's
But let's say if it was like a
It's much bigger.
cohabiting relationship and you guys were together for years.
I
You
don't
even
know.
had a
I
house
think
together, but you just weren't married.
I think just the act of getting married in front of your family and friends and then seeing someone as your family member that you're going to legally grow old with and taking their surname is different somehow. I don't know.
Z, did you take the last name?
Yeah, we both did that. We both learned our lessons.
I hyphenated. I was smart. I hyphenated
I
my
also
passport.
I didn't take
hyphenated
it.
mine.
Yeah, but I hyphenated only my passport. I didn't change anything else.
Same.
I didn't do
But
it.
it's on my Emirates ID because of my passport.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
on your Emirates ID still?
We'll get to that later.
Episode
Yeah.
10.
I have to change my name on my passport. But my US visa is on it. Anyway, it's okay.
So 58% of people said they would judge and not pursue a relationship if the person had too much baggage.
58% of people.
There's
But
unforgiving
too much
people in this
baggage
world,
is
man.
so subjective, isn't it?
It is subjective, yeah.
To me, it's Sonia says somebody could think that her divorce could be baggage. That's not baggage to me. Whereas, like, if it was divorce with 2 kids there, then I'd rethink it. Although in your 30s, you really can't.
I don't know. I think in this day and age, divorce is like getting tattoos. Everyone is a fucking divorcee.
That's
Like,
true.
It really is.
Okay,
You're
but-
like a unicorn, Roxy.
Somebody told me. So I was. This was a really smart. I was like, oh, I should take a note for this for Z. So I was saying that there were a couple of years ago, I went through this phase where every single friend of mine who was married got divorced, or like who was in a very long relationship, like they separated, and they were like, oh, because it's the something to do
7-year
with the planets, Jupiter
Oh.
ascending or something, and apparently that's between 27 to 31. These years is when you figure out, no, I'm not going to put up with this shit, or yeah, I am.
27 to 31. When did we get
Oh my god.
Right, Jupiter
31.
ascending. Or
I think I was before.
were you 31?
No, I think it was before 27 because I got married on 24, 25, 6. Oh, maybe it was around 27.
So you see, 27 to 31, and we said this on the table, and everyone was within that age. gap.
I was
That's
on the
crazy.
upper bracket, you on the lower bracket.
What were you?
Interesting.
She was 27, I was 31.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
there you
I think I was
go.
27.
So it's true.
If someone has trust issues and they're like, okay, I have very major trust issues, how far are you willing to go for that? Like, are you willing to like show them your phone? Are you willing to this is what I mean, like, are you willing to
That's a good one.
let them invade your privacy to feel more secure in a relationship if they have
Going a
trust
little
issues?
bit into my hypothetical there, Miss Santi, but all
Ooh.
right. All right. I see.
All right, what's your hypothetical?
No,
Let's
it's
hear
okay.
it.
First, let's answer that. I like
I
that.
think it's
Okay.
a slippery slope because
Yeah, I
I
think
think
that's
that the
very
fact that they have trust issues, they have to deal with trust issues, and I don't think you showing them, like you giving them more access, like you're kind of supporting enhancing their trust issues because you're saying, okay, look at my phone and all this stuff, whereas they should learn to trust you without having to need these like things.
No, that's also not the relationship you want, where someone, because your phone is like a second brain.
I mean,
I don't think
mind,
anyone should look into your phone.
I don't mind, to be honest. Like, my partner can look at my phone.
I don't think I have anything to hide.
Can look at my phone, but not my family chats.
Oh shit! That's where we boy you off.
That's where he gets in trouble. No.
I would say maybe not look at my spicy baby chats.
That too. Yes, that too. No. Girlfriends and sisters and moms. No.
Yeah. Any talks with the girlfriends, maybe don't look at that one. Anything else, I don't care.
Yeah.
But anything with the girls, I'd be like, sometimes I say too much. So sometimes
It's just a venting platform. It's not always like on 100% true.
It's venting, and sometimes you're also like, I need to tell someone this.
Yeah.
You know, then you tell the people you trust the most, which is like women, in like a whole chat, and then everybody reacts, and you're like, thank God he cannot see this. But it's so much fun.
Hypothetical.
Huh? Hypothetical. Okay, all right. So let's say you're dating a guy. You start dating. It's 3 months in, let's say, and it's phenomenal. In his previous relationships, he's been cheated on. Okay? And his one thing is, I trust you. But because I've been cheated on, I just want to have a tracker on your phone at all times. But he ticks every other box.
I mean, so I have Find My iPhone with my partner, and we have it on for each other.
I think Naima, you're like.
Oh yeah, and I have it with my family
Naima
as well.
has her track on me. I totally forgot about that. Actually, she can see where I am right now.
She tracked you too.
She tracked me when I was touring in the UK. She wanted to make sure I was safe, and then I just forgot. It's still there.
That's hilarious.
But I don't. When I'm in a relationship, if somebody wants to know where I'm going all the time, unless I'm doing a birthday surprise for them or something, I don't care. But it's just a weird thing to do. Like, I feel like eventually when you're in a relationship with someone long enough, you do give them you do exchange location services or whatever you call it, tracking services. Find my iPhone, whatever it is. But I think if it's like you need to do this because I don't trust you,
Yeah, that I'd probably be like, no.
Yeah, if like, that's the reason, that's a wrong reason.
What if he's like, it's not that I don't trust you, it just gives me peace of mind.
Plus, what's he going to do with that information? Like, he knows that you're, in the mall, he's going to come stalk you.
How does that help his trust issues? Let's say he knows that you've gone to, I don't know, TCOM, and you have a guy friend who lives in TCOM that he's a little bit uncomfortable with.
So?
I don't know, I'm just giving you hypotheticals. I don't think this.
Oh, so he's going to be like, why are you meeting him?
No, but like, why are you in TCOM? Why were you in TCOM for 1 hour during the work day? What were you doing there? You told me you were at work.
Well, when I'm with someone, they know where I am all the time. Because I'm like, hello, cutie, this is what I'm doing right now. What are you doing right now?
I'm taking a shit, Sonia. Leave me alone.
I don't.
Okay, I have a really good one.
Ooh.
What if you're dating someone and he's great?
I thought she was going to say, and he's gay. I'm like, well,
no, that you cannot do anything about then. He's great. But then he tells you that out of 3 out of the 5 relationships he's had before you, he's cheated on. He cheated on the girl. 3 out of 5. Mm-hmm. He cheated on the girl.
What's the order? Was it the first 3?
The first
last
3.
Okay, but the last 2, he was okay. He didn't cheat.
The last 2, let's say, 1, he definitely didn't cheat. And then 1, he was in an open relationship.
What, has he expressed why he cheated? Not that it makes much of a difference. But
he was young. It was before the age of 24, 23. So he was young, and then he cheated a lot. And then he got older. He got into some serious relationships. And let's say he did other things like open relationships. And okay, but then he didn't cheat technically.
I mean, open relationship is fine, right? Both of you are accepting of that status. Cheating, I always feel, is wrong. I think everybody knows, doesn't matter how old or young they are, that cheating is wrong. Like, you're going to hurt somebody with that, and I don't like that. I don't like hurting people. So,
but would you trust someone? Would you be with someone who said that he's cheated on other people before you?
I think I'd give it a go. But it would be in my mind that this guy is a serial cheater.
He's capable of it.
Yeah, and if he shows me if he gives me a reason not to trust him, then next. What was the one we got so much shit on the internet for?
Immediately
dumped. Immediately dumped.
Immediately dumped.
Immediately
dumped. Immediately. Wow, we got so much shit for that.
So much hate, but I just love the idea that somebody thought, somebody would like something and we'd just be like, bye.
So in the last episode that we released, we basically talked about if we're dating someone and our partner, dating someone seriously and our partner is liking hot girls photos on social media. By that, just to clarify, we literally meant like ass pics. Okay, like someone's like titties, like
Or like somebody's
just someone's
OnlyFans
butt.
account.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, it was like those type of photos
For
that are
argument's
like thirst traps.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
sexy photos. I think that's a very disrespectful thing to do. And then people are like, oh, then why do you upload photos of yourself on Instagram? And I'm like,
Sexy little minx you.
I'm just, firstly,
Firstly,
I'm
Let me get this hair out of here.
technically still single. I don't have a boyfriend. I'm just dating. So, and if, I don't know, I don't think it's the same thing.
Like everyone
I'm
is
also not putting thirst traps.
everyone is entitled to their own prerogative. One comment was like, only if they're cheating or beating me will I dump them. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that's pretty extreme.
A woman
but,
was like, oh, I'd only dump them if they're beating me or cheating on me.
and okay, if that's your line, fine. I'm not gonna, throw
That's a
shade on
very
you.
low bar to
it's a
have.
very low bar.
maybe-
Beating and cheating is your bar.
Yeah.
You know,
I
raise
also
that
think
bar,
a lot
girl.
of people didn't realize what we meant. We meant like if you publicly go and like it and then other people see it, it's
Yeah, or if
disrespectful.
I see it, it's
Yeah, if
hurtful
you
to
see
me.
it.
Imagine you're scrolling down and you see this
It's
like
hurtful.
woman in like a leather strappy BDSM thong outfit, you
That's
know, and
very
it's just her
specific.
body, like for example, and then you see that your partner has liked this
Yeah.
photo, and you're like, yuck!
Yeah.
Why would you do that? That's very grossly disrespectful.
Yeah, and if it's
Thing.
continuously like they're continuously engaging with this someone, on Instagram. Instagram is a new dating app, my friends. So
Yep.
there's obviously like
No, it's actually LinkedIn.
LinkedIn now for us professional
LinkedIn's
Yeah.
just creepy.
professional babies here.
Social
Yeah,
professionals.
and for me that's not a line that I don't do it. I don't like if you're going out in public and I've been with couples who like when we're out socializing and the dude is like oogling at women as they walk by,
Yeah.
and his wife was just standing there, and I'm like, how are you okay with this? And she's just like,
Yeah.
oh, he's just like that, and that was okay for her. She didn't mind. I was like, all right, good for you, but I wouldn't be comfortable.
I
with
mean, I've been with like a boyfriend and we're like walking somewhere and this really hot girl, like I can't compete with an Amazonian, she's like so tall, her legs are only till here, and I'm like, wow, and she's like walking down looking very sexy, okay, and we are both ogling at her, and the thing with men is like women, when we check out men, we can do it like this.
Oh, I can't.
But
I can't. I'm not discreet at all.
I can just like, I can be looking there and checking out the guy there because I know exactly what he looks like. My peripheral.
It's because your eyes are huge, girl.
No, but men just go like, they have to turn the whole neck. So you can see when a guy, and I remember me and my boyfriend then, we were walking and this Amazonian hot ass model chick was walking to us and both of us like looked at her like this, and then he looked at me like really scared, and I was like, it's okay, I look too. That's okay, I think.
everyone can appreciate beautiful.
Oh, 100%.
That's not
Yeah.
nothing wrong. And like, there's also a way to look at something beautiful without being like creepy. And even
Yeah.
if like maybe there's a beautiful picture of a girl or a guy online and you've liked it because it's a beautiful picture. Okay, we're not. That's not what we're saying. We're
It's
saying like
okay
if
to
you're like,
appreciate beauty, but don't disrespectfully like thirst traps that we
Yeah.
can see you like, that's sick. So you can look at it. Just don't go around liking it, okay?
For me, when we're out, if we see a hot girl, I'll be like, oh, look at that girl, look at that girl.
Yeah, but imagine if a guy says that to you. I've had this happen where I was dating a guy and then he's like, look, isn't she really hot? And I
Oh,
was
no,
just like, I can do that. You can't do that. I can look at a woman and be like, look, she's so hot. For you. I'm inviting you for your viewing pleasure. I'm like, look what a cool girl I
That's
am.
true. That's true.
I'm like, oh, I'm so cool. I'm like, look, isn't she hot? But if he's like, look at her ass, I'm like, I'll cut your eyes out of your skull. That's not cool.
I mean,
I don't think that's
like we said, everyone's prerogative.
Everyone has
If you
different
are
boundaries.
happy in your relationship and you're okay with your partner doing this, good for you guys. We love that.
Yeah, these were
Everyone should be
our
happy.
boundaries, our
Yeah.
specific personal boundaries, and I see a lot of men got really upset by it.
Very upset.
And you know what? Just pick yourself up, chin up, darling boy, you'll be fine.
How would you deal with baggage and how do you let it go? Steps.
How to deal with baggage?
How do you step?
Let it go.
You said you have
Let
what?
it
Trust issues, right?
go. I have trust issues.
Abandonment issues.
I have abandonment issues. I just usually my first go-to thought is cheating on me. or he's going to cheat on me, or he hates me. You know,
You think
And-
that last one a lot, actually.
he hates me.
She thinks he hates me a lot.
In the initials, you very.
But that goes back to her love language.
Yeah, I need to be reminded constantly that somebody likes me. Otherwise, I'll forget. I just have very short-term memory span. Yeah, this is my damage, guys. Like, I know a lot of people watching this going, that bitch be crazy. This bitch be crazy.
All bitches be
No,
crazy.
it's true.
man.
All bitches be crazy. Just different levels of
We
crazy.
just hide it.
At least I'm aware, okay, of my shit. I think what I do, especially through therapy, what I've realized is once you recognize your own patterns, you recognize, okay, why am I having such a strong reaction to something like this? Like, for example, if the guy I'm dating, right, he has a female best friend who's like the most beautiful woman in the world, for example, I'm just saying anything.
That's tough.
And then he's like telling me things like, oh, we've shared a bed together, like just slept in
Wait,
the same
while
bed.
you've been dating?
No,
Oh, okay.
but like before we've dated.
Well, that's okay. He's a singler.
Huh?
As a
They're not
girl
with anyone,
who's
right?
got like
but
80%
nothing
male
happened between them.
friends.
For example, I'm just
Okay,
saying,
okay,
yeah,
for
like
example.
That doesn't happen.
what? Yes, it does.
What doesn't
No,
Yes,
I've
it
like
does.
80% of my friends are guys.
What doesn't happen?
Yeah.
You sleep next to them?
You do not sleep next to your guy friend.
university
You got
boyfriend
married
did
at
this?
25. It doesn't count.
Really?
I've had a guy, one of my guy friends, sleep in my bed. He was really drunk. He couldn't go home. I said, you can stay over, and then he slept, and nothing. Ew. Because he's my
Yeah.
friend. Obviously, nothing happened. Ugh.
Yeah.
I know
So
situations
that's
of
like,
this.
yeah. But like, obviously, when let's say there's a situation like this, right, where I'm dating a guy who has the most beautiful girl in the world as his best friend, for example. Obviously, my go-to thought is going to be like, he is going to do the cheating. But then my second thought will be, I'm dating this person. Anyone can do the cheating. Anyone you date, that's a risk you take with anybody you date. But then you have to see, is this person worth the hurt? Because it's a risk you take with anybody. You just have to see if they're worth it. And if they're like worth the pain that'll come with the cheating, you're like, okay, let me give you a try and see.
Is that how you would deal with your cheating issues? I'm confused.
I think I would just have to remind myself that this is a different person, this is a good guy, and these are my own internal issues. And yeah, you just kind of have to navigate it in your head like anyone could cheat on you no matter what, even if it was any guy or it was any girl. So you just have to.
I'm sure there's ways to do it. There's also practical ways that I read online, like you can change your physical. As sometimes changing your physical, like changing your hair, whatever, helps you to step out of that past and into your present.
Is that you? What?
Yeah, I do. It
You had
works
your
with my-
Britney moment this
It
summer.
works with my hair. I
You
chop it off.
referenced it.
Chop it off all the time. I'm going through like
You do chop
a
off your
situation, and
hair
I
a
chop my
lot.
hair off, and it actually makes me feel a little better. This time, not so much, but
You chop up your whole hair. Most girls
Yeah.
just get bangs like normal people.
I cut my
cleansing.
hair after this summer.
You
you-
did, but
I
you
had
didn't go for it.
really long. I had
You
hair
did.
like
I know.
below
Remember,
my
I was
butt.
devastated. I was like, "Don't do it." But it's really
Yeah,
nice.
but I think
I'm
I
glad
also
you
went
did it.
through a thing where I was like, enough. This chapter is now over. I need to.
And it
Because
does
I
make
went
you-
through my heartbreak in the summer, so I was like, I need to get rid of that fucking whole thing. So then I just got
I
my
think
hair
it makes
cut.
you feel better. Like you just change who you are. It alters
Yeah,
it. So I
it's
think
like a new me.
I've got a
sort of.
topper for your hypothetical because it was a good hypothetical. So let's say your boyfriend has this Amazonian best friend who's a girl.
Yeah, she's beautiful. Let's
Yeah.
say.
And you trust it. He says nothing's ever happened. It's completely platonic. But she also really doesn't like you. How are you going to navigate that situation?
that's tough.
And you know this because
She doesn't like me.
for some reason, she just really doesn't like you.
Possible.
That's
She's like, me?
why would she like me? I mean, I'm wonderful. But if
You
she
are.
doesn't like me, there's probably a reason, and he needs to fix that.
Okay.
He needs to. I don't need to be best friends with his best friends,
True.
but any friend, like if I have a guy friend who's, let's say, found the love of his life, for example, or someone who makes him happy, I'm going to make an effort to like her, and she's going to like me because he's important to me.
Agreed.
And that's like what a normal friendship is. When you really care about someone, you're like, of course I'm going to get along with your girlfriend. There's no like weird competitiveness or like hatefulness in that situation, I think.
I think yes, if there's really a true platonic relationship between them.
Yeah.
I think if there's something a bit more from maybe her side or whatever, then it might be a bit tricky. I have a situation where like I know some people who they're boyfriend and girlfriend, and he does have a best friend, and she went she stays over at the guy's house and stuff, and she went over once, and the girl was like walking around in her underwear, like a t-shirt but underwear, and I was like, I don't know. They were European.
Whoa.
Does that make
I was about to say that's very French
They were
behavior.
European.
That's crazy. I mean, but this is the thing. The three of us, I think, come from a more conservative, traditional mindset when it comes to romance.
True.
So obviously, our boundaries are different from other people's boundaries. But for me personally, I don't think that's acceptable at all.
I would be no.
Immediately dumped.
Immediately.
Immediately.
Wouldn't even converse.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't even know we're dumped.
Can you truly let go of emotional baggage?
You can work through it. I don't know if you can completely.
Can you?
don't
How
know.
about we take a stand and we say we're going to take actions. You can support us to like get over our emotional damage.
To get over my emotional damage?
Yeah.
Ugh. I feel like when you find the right person who just loves you so much and loves you the right way, then it goes away.
So, step 1, we must change our appearance. Step 2, we must journal. There's actually steps
Change
that you
my
can take.
appearance.
Yeah, you know, we can like
I
maybe
like
put some
maybe.
pink in your hair or something, you know. Like.
She actually would love that. Or like
I would
glitter
love to
tips.
put pink in my hair.
Can we
the
put
hands.
glitter tips on your bottom?
Let's try it.
Glitter
So,
tips?
Yeah, sure, that too.
should we do it?
Glitter tips.
Tips. Tips. Okay.
But your insecurity issues don't stem from your fam. They stem from your ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, from my ex-boyfriends. I have this thing where even if I've been with somebody for 2-3 years, I'll be like, "Do you like me?" You know?
Oh, that's a all us women being
do
crazy.
you
though.
like me?
You'll be sitting down looking at TV, be
Yeah.
like, "Do you still love me?
Do you like
What the
enjoy my company? Am I a nice person to you? Do you like this?
Do you
know,
do this
you
all the
wanna be
time?"
here? No, not all the time.
But don't
Not,
you
not
feel
all
it
the
though?
time.
Like
Huh?
someone's with you, like they're sitting with you, they're still in
But
the
that's your
relationship
evil.
with
That's
you.
the evil voice in your head. That's the baggage. That's like,
It's her devils. She's got them on her arms. They're out there.
yeah. Okay. All right. So let's try this. You and I going to get through our.
Wait, me too. I just don't know.
Pick
what
an
it is.
emotional baggage then.
I don't have any baggage.
No, I'm
bitch.
sure I do.
Or your FOMO baggage.
FOMO
I
baggage.
know. How about we do like?
I also
not
think
emotion-
everyone's gonna die, so that's a problem.
That's not baggage.
No, but it's just like if somebody.
realism.
Really,
How about something that like you have a trait that you try and like work on, like your need to please everyone. You must say no to one person this week. You too, Sam.
Roxy is the biggest people pleaser. Excuse me?
It's
can't say
weird
no.
because I'm a people
I
pleaser.
say no now.
Do you? Word of the day.
Word of the day. Let's go. In this segment, we learn some new words of the day from the Western world that we do not know of, and we figure out what they mean.
This week, I have stepped up because I have read the comments on our, I think this was on our YouTube channel. And I read 2 comments. One guy said, Google meat spin.
Google
Meat spin.
Like meat, eating meat.
I
Meat
know what
spin
this must
or
be.
bin.
Meat
Spin.
spin. I know what it is.
What?
You know in Borat, when he moves his pee like this, like a helicopter.
No, that's
Must
called
be this.
helicopter. No,
Ah.
I know what it is. It's cowgirl, but like reversed.
Wait, meat spin.
No. I actually, once I was doing long distance and this dude did it in front of the camera.
And he called it a meat spin.
I got the
Actually,
ick.
it doesn't make- Go
All
on,
right,
what is
what
it?
does it mean?
The newest installation of internet trickery. It is a gif of 2 homosexuals having intercourse while the male on top has his pee-pee spinning in circles.
How's that even?
The other one is earning your red wings. I have a feeling it's something
Earning
to do
your
with...
red wings.
Yeah, I-
it's when you get your period, surely.
I think it's something to do with period.
Yeah, it's
That's
definitely.
when you get your
maybe
period,
when
you
you
earn
know,
your
do
red
dirty
wings.
with period. Earning...
Ooh, what if your partner's damage?
wings.
Well, not even. I don't know. Whatever. Their baggage is that they only like intercourse during period.
Why
they
would you
can
do
go
that?
fuck right off.
But that's what they want to do.
That's ew.
Okay, yes, we were half correct.
What is it?
It is while they're on their period, but you are going down on her instead.
Ugh.
Like a vampire.
But that has loads.
Oh,
of... The
that's so
vampire
hard.
kiss is also another synonym for
Oh, is that a thing? Vampire kiss?
You
I
know,
think it's the same thing.
I really don't get that.
I don't get that.
That's
What,
so
going down on
gross.
someone while they're period?
Yeah.
It must be something to do with like being, dirty and like icky. People like it.
Yeah, like this is forbidden fruit.
It's just for me. It's just hygiene. That's all my.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Don't
this
be
is
so
the same-
nasty, guys.
It's the same land that is eating the butthole.
Oh yes.
You
very
know,
nice.
they love the eating the butthole.
the butthole. So my word is brogan.
Joe Rogan. A guest on Joe Rogan.
No.
Brogan.
B-R-O-G-A-N.
G-I-N, I think.
Oh, a headstrong and opinionated young girl who still manages to be cute and friendly, although she can be difficult at times. You can't help but loving her.
So it's me.
I was going to say it's describing someone.
Was it
Unfortunately for the
Brogan?
players, she is not a hoe and loves from her heart rather than from her pelvis.
Is this me?
I think so you're a brogan.
You're a
I'm a Brogan. Hello, Joe Rogan. He can be Brogan.
Another definition. Brogan is a pretty cool boy who loves to bite people.
Oh,
This is a strange word you have come up
It
with.
is.
In this segment, we're just going to be answering some questions asked in the comment section of the previous episode. So let's go see.
Yes, we are reading actively your questions. I am reading them. So please send me more questions. Okay, one question was on soulmates. What's the difference between loving your partner and being in love with your partner?
Oh, huge difference.
very big difference.
Wait. Okay, do I say thank you to who it was or afterwards?
Yes, it's it.
Thank you at AV8R_Serge.
Okay.
Thanks, Serge.
Thanks. There's a huge difference between loving someone and being in love with someone. You have to work really hard to keep being in love with someone.
Very true.
But loving someone is like loving your brother or your family. It's just there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
There's no butterflies. When you're in love with someone, you're like, there's like chemistry and
They can do no wrong.
Oh, really?
there's like excitement to
Okay.
see them. Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, I get the difference, but I thought love is love. I mean, yeah, there's different kinds of love, but meh.
It's fun love.
The
Okay.
Santi first month of dating love and then 3 years
Hey.
in love.
6 months. Honeymoon period. Okay.
From the latest episode, Relationship Taboos, which got a lot of loves. What if your partner... Oh, thank you to JC Melon 5771.
We love your melons.
What if your partner is bi? Would you feel better or worse about them sleeping with other people, openly speaking, given they want something maybe you cannot offer? Oh.
No.
So they're if we got it right, they're like dating me and it's a guy-girl situation, but
And the guy
they
wants
want to hook up with
fuck
guys.
dudes. No.
No.
It's monogamy. If you want to date me, you get just me. And that's just what you deal with.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
I guess it's different if the
You should
person's in
got
an
it out
open
of your system before.
relationship. Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I think I'd be okay with it.
no, good.
What?
Because sleeping with a guy is different. I mean, for me, it's not the same.
No, it's, yeah, but for them it is.
But for them, it's the same.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like, it's the same as sleeping with, that's what makes
Yeah.
you bisexual.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Okay,
And
but
they
is
might
it like
it's just-
polyamory where they're in a relationship with that person, or it's just sleeping together?
Sounds like it could be either.
So hold on, let's take a step back. You telling me if your partner tells you I want to sleep with men, you'd be like, okay.
I don't know. Maybe like if you're
Very open-minded of you, Z.
Yeah, I'm just
because,
a little bit taken aback right now, my German friend.
you forget sex
You
for
have
me is
finally
not like
come.
It's her German part speaking.
It's really
coming
speaking
through,
right
coming
now,
through.
yeah.
I don't know, but the sex for me is like it's not the most important part of a relationship, right? For me, it's the connection, the soul, everything else, the communication. So if it's
Sonia
if it's
can barely
that,
keep a straight face.
so yeah, I think I would be open to a conversation.
Okay, fair
That's
enough.
Wow, I'd be
Fair
like, hell no. Just for even bringing it up, I'd be like, immediately dumped. Immediately. We
No
don't make a
discussion.
t-shirt that says immediately dumped. Immediately.
That could be it. Do you want a t-shirt immediately
Spicy
dumped?
Babies t-shirt. Immediately
Oh
dumped.
my god, it should just be like our most ridiculous sayings or like
Yeah.
Yeah, how much hate can we get?
merch.
Okay, guys,
All right.
thanks so much.
Thank you so much for watching our episode. If you made it this far, please like, subscribe, and comment in the comment section below. Ask us your questions you would like us to answer in the next episodes. And just give us some love. Very many thanks to Podster for giving us this wonderful space. And we will see you next time. This is signing off. Roxy, Z, and Sanya. Love you,
Bye.
cuties. Bye.